So hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Now today I'm out to do some more mackerel fishing. I say more mackerel fishing because I popped down here after work yesterday evening for about an hour or so to give it a go for the first time this year to try and catch some mackerel on some metal jigs. Now I only managed to catch one. I had another brief hookup and I also caught a little pollock, but that was it. So depending on how this session goes, I'm either linking this to a bit of footage I got last night, or hopefully if I catch quite a few today and I can make a proper video out of this, then I'll do that instead. Now the lure I'm going to be using is just one of these little metals. I was using these last year between this and a major craft jig para. I was catching loads of mackerel on these little metals. Now this one is actually a sidewinder mimic jig. It's 20, I think it's 20 grams. Yes, oh no, sorry, it's 30 grams this one. So nice and heavy. I've got my heavier lure rod today, which throws between 21 and 54 grams, so ideal for this. I'm fishing in a very strong tide behind me. It's pretty choppy, it's quite windy, however I am sheltered here. So hopefully we can hook into a few more mackerel today. It's a stunning day, I'm absolutely baking, so I've got way too many layers on. But let's get a lure in the water and hopefully we can find the first mackerel of the season. So even though the tides aren't big at the moment, the swell's actually pretty big. So I'm going to be standing on these rocks for now, but this is more than doable. Start by just casting that jig out, and it's fairly deep here. So I'm just going to let the lure sink, let it settle in the tide. And then I can feel I've tightened up to it already. So I'm just going to pop it about, working through the water column to see where the fish are. Now it is still fairly early, so I'm not expecting massive numbers of mackerel at all, but you know what it's like with mackerel fishing. If you hit them at the right time, right place, right time, you can end up hooking into quite a few. So I'd be happy with 3 or 4 today. That would do me perfectly. Just going to keep my eye on that tide and those waves. Well, I thought I was into a mackerel then, but it was a long nose. As I was bringing the lure in, I just flicked the bail arm over and let it sink a bit further, a bit deeper, sorry. As soon as I saw a bit of silver there, I thought I was into my first mackerel. Bloody long nose again. Getting me excited. They're surprisingly deep. I'll see if I can hook another one here, but usually you find longnose very high up in the water column, but both of those hookups have been when I've let the lure sink pretty much right to the bottom. Now if I do end up hooking a few longnose and, well, hooking them and them actually staying on, I may keep a couple just to put in the freezer for bait. Oh yeah, I'm on. I bet that's a long nose. Oh, that actually feels a bit like a mackerel. Oh, is this a mackerel? I think it is. Oh, it's a bass. That's a bass. No way. It's a little bass. There we go. How about that? Not what we're after, but a little basil. That's absolutely brilliant. So check that out. Not bad for a bit of bycatch. Little schooly bass. Let's get him unhooked and back in the water. Right buddy, off you go. And zoom. It is gone. So I want to get a lure back in the water straight away. Now, I have caught a fair amount of bass over the last few years, That there is the first bass I have ever caught on a metal lure. Unreal. Mackerel fishing, lovely bycatch there, little schoolie bass. But yeah, hopefully there's going to be a few more about and some mackerel mixed in with them. Because all I did was just flick the lure out like that. It's no more than 10 meters away. And I let it sink pretty deep. It was just jigging it like that. Lovely to see a little bass. It'd be nice if we could get a bit of variety today. Now I've had to take the beanie off. I'm absolutely sweating. With that sun out, it's surprisingly hot here in the shelter from the wind. Still not quite that summer feeling yet. Temperature's actually been pretty cold the last couple of days. I think it's meant to get even colder. We've got a northeasterly wind coming in, I think 2 days. So, gonna drop the temperature a bit more as well. Well, no sign of any mackerel yet. It is pretty dead. Now I'm guessing that was just a small shoal of juvenile bass passing through, because I'd have thought if they were hanging around this area, I've covered a lot of ground, I would have hooked into another one by now. I'm actually tempted to bang a sand eel lure on, just have a few casts with that, in case there's a rogue big bass about. Oh, there's a big seal over there, just on the edge of those rocks. I'm going to stick a bass lure on and give it a go with that. I've just clipped on a mega bass zonk, and I've had about, well, if I don't fall over, I've had about 10 casts with it. And on the second cast, I had a fish follow the lure. Now that was either a bass, or it could have been a mullet. It was just cruising behind it. Couldn't quite get a proper look, but it definitely looked like either a bass or a mullet. I'm guessing it was maybe a mullet. I'm only going to have a few more casts with this, and then I'm going to stick the metal back on, fish deeper. My theory was, if there's a seal over there, any fish that are about are going to get pushed this way. Look at that, right in front of me. Big bloody seal. There he is. Right in front of me. I'm into a fish, and I think it's a garfish. I have no idea where that bloody seal's gone. Well, actually, this could be a mackerel. She's fighting a bit now. Looks like a mackerel, and it is a mackerel. Stay on. Oh, that's a nice one as well. There we go. Finally, the seal shows up and we catch a mackerel. So there we are. Target species acquired. Second mackerel of the season now, after one yesterday. But yeah, happy about that. That's dinner sorted. Now let's get the lure back in, see if we can find another. Now I do find that a little bit strange, because I hope I got it on this camera. That seal was literally, I don't know, 10 meters away from me. And once it came back up, it moved further around, and then I could see it. It was right near the surface, so I could see it moving through the water. So I cast the lure that way and hooked up with that mackerel. So surprising, I kind of just wound it in because I didn't want the seal to get to it. Right, come on. Let's see if we can find a few more. Now when I came here yesterday and I had one, I got a bit excited thinking I was going to hook into a few, and I was here for about 45 minutes, maybe an hour. and all I had was the pollock and then just the one mackerel. I'm on again. This feels like a mackerel to me. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, another little mackerel. Stay on. Yeah. Lovely stuff. Well, just had a hit then. Just a lone fish. So that's going to bring an end to my session today. It's been pretty slow. Now, like the exact same thing that happened last night, catching just one mackerel. Today I've only caught two, had a hit or two here and there, lost a couple of garfish, caught a schoolie bass, so it's been good, but it does show that they are still few and far between. They're definitely not in force yet, but it's nice to get them this early into the year. I know a lot of places in the UK got to wait till June, July sometimes, depending on where you are. We're lucky over here as they do turn up relatively early, and if you have a good season, you can have some good mackerel fishing throughout the year into October, November. But it's been a lot of fun on a beautiful day in the sunshine, catching a couple of fish. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.